A very good morning to Dr. Damri, our lecturer of real-time programming. Today, I will be presenting about the PKOB system, our assignment 1, and I will demonstrate on how to implement the PKOB system. So my name is Yi Qing with matrix number 270607. So let us start the demonstration. So as we can see here, this is the home page of our PKOB system. PKOB system is a centralized system that can help victims of disaster to quickly and efficiently register their identity in this system. And the Penghulu of the Mukim or district can view the list of victims and it can manage the victim easily. So at here, this is the home page. You can see here, there are some pictures of the disaster and then the description of this PKOB system. So next, to register the identity of a victim, we can click here. And here are some fields that are required to be filled in. First is IC number, second, name, and the third, phone number. So, and here is the victim list. So for now, it's blank. So let us try to register a victim. So I have filled in all the fields and I click submit. Then it will show my name that I registered just now is Yi Qing. So Yi Qing registered as victim. So I click here. You can see the victim details already registered here. Okay. So now I will try to do some error information that enter in the IC number. So for example, I enter So as we can see here, the year here is nothing wrong and nothing didn't have a problem. But for this one, it's month. So we didn't have 34 months. So it will be error here. So let me continue and proceed. So if I just simply key in a dummy information, I click submit, then it will show invalid IC number. Please try again. So we can see that this IC number is invalid and cannot be used. So for another error, if like just now, is this IC number has been used. So if I register again with the same IC number, but different name. So let's see what will happen. So if I click on submit, it will show IC number registered before. So it means that this victim cannot be registered inside the victim list. So we can see here only exists one. Okay. So if you want to edit the information, you can just click on the IC number here with the blue link, and I click on here, and I will redirect to this page. So at this page, the IC number, name, and age is not editable. So the only field that I can edit is the phone number. So for example, I edit to 0. So I change from 1 to 0, and I click edit. It will show edit successful. So I click OK. Then we can see my number here change from 1 to 0. Okay. So now I will talk about the implementation of the code. So for the age here is calculated based on the IC number. As we can see here, this is my models.py, and I have created a function here. So at the function here, I will get the IC year, and the IC year is retrieved from the IC number here, which inside the models is retrieved is get from the user input. So for the current year, I will get date. I use datetime.now.year. So to use this function, I need to import datetime, and I will get the current year. So the current year is 2021. And for now, the main reason I create this is to get the first 2 digits of the current year. So for this now variable, it will store 20 because the current year is 2021 and the first 2 digits is 20. So at here, I will use now, which is 20 plus the IC year. So in my case here, my year is 99. So I will plus together will become 2099. So is it less than or equal to current year? So for this case, it's not less than or equal to current year, which is 2021. So it will jump to else function here, else condition here. So at here, I will use the now, which is 20 just now, plus 00. So it will become 2000. 2000 minus 100 will become 1900, and I will plus the IC year in front. So it will get the 999. So it will get 1999. And I use the current year, which is 2021 minus 1999, and then I will get the 22 years old for my age. Okay. So for the function that will handle the exception, so it's at the views here. Okay. So for the exception handling, for the date, I use this one, date time dot date time. So it's also, we need to import date time also. And after that, we just input our IC year, IC month, and IC day. So how to get this IC year, month, and day? I also use the same function at same way as previous. I get the first digit and second digit for as from the IC and save as the IC year. So at here, the first digit and two digit will be 99. So it will be the IC year. And the IC month is the third digit and the fourth digit. So the third digit and the fourth digit, and then it will be the IC month. And the fifth digit and the sixth digit, it will be the IC day. So after I input all the date here, then if it is correct, then it will be no problem. But if it's wrong, then the valid date will be false. So next is the how to check the IC number whether it exists in the database. So I use victims object filter. I use this filter to filter so that I can know that the IC number exists or not inside the database. After that, inside here, I use if valid date. So if the IC number doesn't exist, only then they will get into this condition. So if valid date is false, then I will directly shown up this message invalid IC number, please try again. So in my condition here, the IC date is correct. The date is correct. So I will jump to this one because the valid date is true. Okay, so it will show victim equal to, and this is a algorithm that save the data inside the database, and then it will show the message success. Okay, and for the edit function, which is here. Okay, so for the edit function, I can click on the link, and then this data will be retrieved inside this form. So how to do it is the data already retrieved because I use the IC to request. So at the HTML, I will retrieve and then put inside this text field. And then how to set victim details. Okay, I set a read only behind so that every field will be non-editable. They can just read. Otherwise, although they can grade or highlight, but they cannot edit. Okay, so for the phone number, I didn't set read only. You can see here, didn't have the read only field. So it means that it can edit the phone number. So after edit, I click save, and then I will post the HP number, and then save again. Then it will show edit successful. Okay, so that's how my DKOB system implement and how it's going to function. Thank you for your time, and that's all for my presentation. Thank you.